Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of MVU Thunderbird Hockey here on Northwest Access TV. I'm Morgan Stanton, joined alongside by Win Coach Parody, here for another night of MVU Hockey as they welcome in the Spaulding Northfield Tide. 34 degrees as we pulled in the parking lot. Win a little bit of a warm spell as we're going, but always glad to have my mittens on board to keep me warm during these cold games. We saw MVU drop a tough game last Wednesday to Hartford, 4-2, in a game that they played really well. They actually outplayed Hartford, but going with that loss, what do you think MVU learned from Wednesday night?
I think what MVU didn't do Wednesday was finish. They did everything but finish. I watched the game again and just counted how many good scoring chances MVU had. And it was a lot more than what Hartford had. But got to hand it for Hartford. Their shots were right where they had to be. You know, the two of them hit bar down, one was post in. So, you know, if there was a difference in the team, it's how they shot.
Talk about the slow start that MVU had coming out, because it was two quick goals on MVU in that first period. Talk about the slow start that MVU had, and how do you fix that coming into this game?
I think that was it was a broken play, and a defenseman came off the point and scored their first goal. I think it was 14 or 16 seconds or something into it. But you got to give MVU credit. They were down 2-0 to a good team, but boy, they didn't show it the rest of the game. You know, they could have hung their heads and whined and cried and all this stuff, but they didn't, and they stuck with it. And they were actually down one twice, and the goal in the third period, you know, aced it for Hartford. But I was impressed the way they came back and the way they never gave up. It's hard when you get down early like that, especially to a team that's, and we looked at the records, and I'm guilty of this. We looked at Hartford's records, they were 5-0. And I'm thinking, and I'm watching them play, and boy, they gave up a lot of the neutral zone. And then I looked to see who they played. Well, they had played two teams that hadn't won games, or three teams that hadn't won a game, and the other team had won one game against one of the other teams. So it depends a lot on who you play. Now, you look at the records here, MVU's 2-4, but they've lost 3 games to Division I teams. You know, as opposed to like Hartford, they played Woodstock twice and Brattleboro and you know, some of the weaker teams. So this happened to MVU last year. They played all their tough games early. Then they got the last 6-7 games was against weak competition. If it was me, I'd rather have that reversed.
Right.
I'd rather play the weaker competition early, get your line set, blah, 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 and then play guys like Spaulding and the Blades and Burlington and Colchester. Play them teams at the end. That gets you ready for the playoffs, but I don't make the schedule.
What's the key for MVU playing a tougher Division I team in Spaulding Northfield tonight?
I think what happened last year, when second game I think I did last year, Spaulding was much bigger and tougher in front of the net. And I remember commenting, you asked me what would I do? I said, I'd tell my defensemen to pick their sticks up.
Yeah.
And the rest of the year they did a good job. So they have to do that. They have to not let Spaulding get them cheap goals in front. You know, they're not going to push a lot of these kids out of the way. But, you know, at least be in front of them, have your stick under theirs, try to block them out, and this kind of stuff. So I think that's the key, because last year when they played them, Spaulding got a lot of goals 10 feet from the net.
And a lot of the name that I remember calling was Allie French, who she was a forward last year, dropping down to defense this year. She's a big body in front of that net, and she's able to tip a lot of pucks and make a lot of room for herself. And she scored those goals that were in that crease area, the kitchen area, as you call it. Yeah. But she's moving back to defense. So how does that size, you know, we're wondering how that size will fare on the back end for Northfield versus up front in front of the net.
I think she's going to be as tough in her defensive zone as she was in the offensive zone. So it's going to be harder for especially a player like, say, Tipper, who's not a big person, or Alward. You know, MVU is not a big team, and they don't have that big bruiser that can go crashing in. Probably the bigger players play defense for them. You know, Madison Spears and Horgan and you know, Gates, but they're not going to be in front of the net.
Right.
So MVU might have a hard time because they're in front of Hartford's net all night. But I don't think they will be tonight.
Well, the losses are telling for both teams. MVU opened up the season against the Kingdom Blades. Second game of the season, Spaulding Northfield played the Kingdom Blades. They lost 2-0. MVU lost 3-0. So if you look at the numbers, just the numbers, I don't have to watch the games to look at those numbers, but the scores were right there. So
yeah.
you would imagine that the difference in the teams are very telling by the teams that they play.
Exactly.
So right before we kick it down to ice level, we'd like to take a moment to thank our community partners that make all of our live broadcasts possible. Northwestern Counseling and Support Services, the Afterglow Foundation, Northwestern Rehab Services, My Healthy Vermont, Notch, Stone's Auto Repair, St. Albans, and East Fairfield, Stewart's Clarence Brown, Handy Cars, Union Bank, JC Image, and the Collins Pearly Sports and Fitness Center. And as always, if your business would like to help join all of our community sponsors and contribute to the production of these games, please contact Paul Snyder at northwestaccess.tv or call 802-782-8676. So we're going to kick it down to ice level for the starting lineups, the national anthem, and then the drop of the puck live here on Northwest Access TV. We'll be back in just a moment. Just about set for action here from Highgate. First, we're going to go over the starting lineups. First, Spaulding starting on the defensive end will be a couple of seniors in Gracie Lunt and Allie French. Starting up front will be at center ice, Lily Mayo, and on her wings will be Aubrey Tremblay and Katie Parker. Starting in goal will be the junior, Gabrielle Bach. And on the other side for MVU, Katie Heinlein starting her top line of Mallory Tipper, Liliana Fournier, and Grace Kadziu. And on the defensive end will be Madison Spears and Addison Gates. And starting in goal in the lonely end of the ice, the island of blue paint, will be Jaden LePan. And I think, as we mentioned, you know, they lost a couple of prolific goal scorers last season, did this Spaulding team. But I think Jaden's going to have a pretty good game against these two lines that Spaulding runs.
Well, yeah, and it isn't like they're starting all 8th graders and freshmen. They still got a lot of veterans coming back, and they were one of the top teams in Division I last year. So I can imagine they're going to be ready for this one.
15 minutes on the clock. Mayo and Tipper set to start us off. Spaulding winning the drawback to start this opening period. Into the defensive end, French letting that one go. Tipper shoveling that one on net for the first shot of the game. Tremblay trying to get that one up the board. Shot on goal. That hits Lunt in front and comes back to center ice. Taken here now by Parker. She's in over the blue line onside. Trying to cut back towards the middle, but Gates cuts her out neatly with 14:33 left, first period. Puck's going to go all the way back down on Bach. She'll cover up. Whistle goes, so we'll get our first stoppage of play here with 14:28 left here, first period. It's going to be an offensive zone draw here for MVU, and it will be to the left of Bach.
We'll see how good. They're missing one of their centers tonight, and I don't know if she was their best face-off person or not, but we'll find out here shortly. Well, she won that draw. So.
They're 2 for 2 is Spaulding on the draws here in this first period. Francis shoveling that one back to the far side of the ice. It's taken away here by LaPearl. She reverses ice, gets that one up to Healy. She'll backhand that one along. Francis cut that one out neatly, and Hemming Spaulding deep inside their own territory with 14:05 left first period. Puck on the far side of the ice, taken here by LaPearl. Centering pass for Healy in over the blue line. She's on the near side of the ice, shovels that one down, working now on Reagan Horrigan. Horrigan shovels that one to the far side of the ice, 13:53 left first period. Trying to start the cycle here is Spaulding. It's at the point now with Boyd. She'll throw that one back down deep looking for LaPearl. Right out in front. That one just went underneath her stick. As a wraparound opportunity. 2-on-1 developing here. Alward around the outside. Throws that one down on Bach. She'll shovel that one off to the side. MVU getting a couple of chances here with 13.5 minutes left here, first period. Puck on the far side of the ice. This one will go all the way down for icing, so we'll get another stoppage of play with 13:26 left here in the first period. Faceoff's going to come all the way back down inside Crimson Tide territory.
Too bad Alward didn't see not Madison Fournier, but Caroline Fournier. If she could have got it over to her, she'd been in alone.
A good job by Finley Boyd coming across and making that play as the pressure was on. Spears trying to get that one back down deep. Horrigan cutting that one out at neutral ice. Scrum for the puck here. It's now taken away by Van Orman. She'll throw that one towards the blue line on the near side. Mayo mixing it up in front of the MVU bench. Kadziu now comes away with the puck. It's thrown to the blue line where Murray gathers that one and throws it right back down into Thunderbird territory with 12:58 left first period. Spears, first one there, chips that one along looking for Liliana Fournier. Trying to break out of her own zone, but Mayo hems her in on the far side of the ice. Turnover right out in front, backhand. Good save by LePan. Two good saves by LePan as Van Orman got the first opportunity, and Lily Mayo was on the doorstep for the rebound. We'll get another stoppage of play with 12:46 left first period.
Jaden hung with that puck pretty good. It came in from her left. She made it the save, and it bounced out front, and she was right over it, covering the center of the net.
And one thing I noticed on that play win is that there was no MVU Thunderbirds in front of the crease.
That cannot happen very often against a team like this.
Puck down along the boards, thrown back up towards the point. Held in there by Iacovoni as it goes underneath her stick, but taken away by Gracie Lunt. She wheels around inside her own defensive end towards center ice, still has possession of the puck. Puck glued to her stick. She goes down, loses an edge. Arms are going to stay down, so we'll stay even strength for right now. Puck in the high slot. Good job by MVU clearing out the garbage. 3-on-1 developing here.
Oh, get that puck over.
Francis just had her pocket picked at the last second as Gates has to collect deep inside her own territory with 12:08 left first period. Puck on the far side of the ice now. Taken away by Aubrey Tremblay as she throws that one towards center ice. Francis shoveling that one towards the middle is taken away by Gracie Lunt. Centering pass turned over there as that's Caroline Fournier coming from a defensive spot. Keeps that one alive for MVU. Looking for a centering pass out front, but Maddie Duquette cuts that one out nicely with 11:43 left first period. Horrigan at her own blue line, chipping that one along back inside the defensive end as Spaulding has to retreat with Gracie Lunt gathering behind her own net. 11.5 minutes left first period. Turnover there as Tipper was blocking the boards and not allowing that puck to exit the zone. Lunt now taking on the defense all by herself, still has the puck. Good last-minute poke check by Reagan Horrigan as that one goes off to the near side of the ice. Horrigan now collects inside her own defensive end around the outside of her own cage. She'll throw that one along the far side boards. 11-12 left first period. Shot on goal. LePan shovels that one out to behind the net. Cadieux centering pass. 2-on-1 developing here as here comes Tipper. Tipper over to Fournier. Just off her stick, but down into the far corner. Fournier puts the brakes on, working on Finley Boyd. She'll get that one to the near side of the ice. Cadieux, the first one there, looking to get it back towards the point. Got to be careful with that one as Horrigan had to step up. Shoveled along. Here comes Quinn Healy. She puts on the brakes, tries to make a centering pass, but that one goes down below the red line. Fournier coming back on the back check. Puck still loose along the side of the net. Taken away here by Spears. 10.5 minutes left first period. Spears working along the outside of Boyd. She takes a shot on goal. Good shot on goal as Bach had to make the save on that one and could not cover up. 10:19 left first period. Puck on the far side of the ice. Chipped along. Spears holding the puck in for MVU momentarily, but here comes Finley Boyd with a head full of steam out of her own defensive end. Cannot gain the red line. That should be icing. Whistle will go. We'll get another stoppage of play with 10:05 left first period, and the faceoff is going to be to the right of Gabriel Bach.
There was a play here quite a while ago. It's been a long time since we had a whistle. But Addison Gates tried to pinch, and they chipped it by her. And the last game, McRae held her face to her, and it was an interference penalty. This time, Addison turned around.
Fournier now on the side of the net, throwing that one towards the side. Francis had an opportunity at that one, but it just hopped over her stick. Another good opportunity for MVU with 9:45 left first period. Van Orman has the puck trapped in her skates. Spears doing a good job once again coming down from the blue line, holding that one in momentarily. Gates, foot race after this one. May couldn't get a hold of the puck.
Good back check by Francis.
That one was shoved just wide.
That's what you have to do.
That's something that I've seen. I've seen a lot of good back checking from MVU so far in the first 5 minutes of this game. We're going to get our first power play of the game, and it's going to go to MVU. As I believe that's Ava Van Orman. She's going to go to the box. 2 minutes for roughing, looks like. Yeah. So MVU had a couple of power play goals in that last game. So we're going to see our first power play from MVU with 9:17 left in the first period.
Yeah. And to finish that thought on Addison Gates, she pinched. The girl knocked it by her. But she did not face the girl. She turned her back to her to block her. No call. Whereas it was a call against...
really hard to get an interference call on somebody that's not facing the puck.
Right, yeah.
MVU can't keep the puck inside the zone, so Madison Spears has to come back to get this one. Chipped along, looking for Liliana Fournier. French at the blue line, gets that one back out to neutral ice, where it's thrown all the way back down by Aubrey Tremblay. 9 minutes left first period. MVU trying to start the breakout inside their own defensive end. Back in the pass looking for Tipper. In over the blue line now. Tipper has the puck, drops it off for Liliana Fournier. Looked like she tripped over the blue line and wasn't able to collect the puck inside the offensive zone. 8:45 left first period. Gates resetting the offense inside the defensive end. Gets that one over to Liliana Fournier on the far side of the ice. She's out to neutral ice now as she gets the centering pass over to Tipper. Tipper in the high slot. Gets that one down to the near side. Looking down low. Fournier has it there in the near corner. Working hard on Gracie Lunt. Lunt gets the better of that exchange. She gets that one up to Katie Parker, who's out of the blue line and relieves the pressure for Spaulding Northfield as they throw that one down deep. 8:19 left first period. Puck on the far side of the ice now. MVU coming away with the puck with Madison Spears. Spears out to neutral ice, gets that one up to Horrigan. She's in over the blue line onside. She'll get that one down deep, taking a lot of pressure from Peyton LaPearl. Puck on the near side of the ice as Cadieux tried to make a move around Iacovoni, but wasn't able to do it with 8 minutes left here, first period. 40 seconds left on the power play for MVU. Quinn Healy around the outside of her own net, chipping that one along, running into Horrigan there. Thrown back down the ice by Spaulding. Relieving the pressure once again. We're under 30 ticks of the clock left in the power play for MVU. Centering pass right down front, short-handed. Good defensive effort by Madison Rainville. Backhand shot, score! Peyton LaPearl, short-handed, throws that one by Jaden LePan. And just like that, with 7.5 minutes left first period, Spaulding's going to take the lead 1-0.
And that's why you get body position on people. She was in front of the defenseman, and it was just an easy backhand into the open net.
And Jaden was moving right to left on that one and couldn't stop her momentum as the puck came back to the center of the ice.
Against the grain.
Just a bad break there for MVU, but very good pressure by Spaulding Northfield. 8 seconds left on the power play for MVU. Gates taking a bump there. Arms are going to stay down as Tipper's in over the offensive zone. Now she's in over the blue line. Losing the puck at the blue line. It's thrown back out by Maddie Duquette. She's in over the blue line on the far side, working on Gates. We're back to even strength with 7:05 left first period. Gates shoveling that one along. Held in nicely by Van Orman. MVU out of the defensive end with Tipper. Tipper taking a couple hacks from behind, loses the puck there. Now Finley Boyd spins around inside her own defensive end and throws that one to the far blue line with 6:48 left first period. MVU not connecting on that pass as Iacovoni is going to gather deep inside her own zone. On the far side of the ice, thrown towards the blue line. Spears lets that one go right out in front. Shot! Score! Yeah!
That's why you
Erica Howard on the doorstep evens the game at 1 with 6:35 left first period.
That was an excellent play. That's why you go to the net. And one of the Spaulding defensemen must have fell down or something because it was like a 2-on-1 down low. And Howard just skated. She was standing in the crease and the puck came to her.
Well, just as that happened at the other end, the same thing happened to Bach. She was moving across the crease. The puck just happened to come back to the center of the ice, and nobody there to keep that one out of the net. 6.5 minutes left, first period, and we're tied at 1. Spaulding getting out of their own defensive end. Fournier now in over the blue line. Throws that one down deep, chases in after it. Tremblay trying to throw that one towards the far side of the ice. Mayo out of her own defensive end. Parker now has it at neutral ice. In over the blue line. Parker still has it. Mayo couldn't put the brakes on in time. They're just in offside. So we'll get another whistle with 6:05 left first period. Faceoff's going to come outside MVU territory.
That goal right there should give MVU a boost because I don't think they scored against them last year. And they know if they go to the net, good things will happen. And it did that time.
Well, at some point, I think this team is going to tire quickly of coming from behind. Yeah. You know, I think they want to lead here at some point in this season. Spaulding throwing that one up. LaPearl into the offensive zone, throws it on LePan. No rebound given up. She'll hold on to that one. 5:47 left first period. Spaulding setting up for an offensive zone draw.
I've got the shots 4-4. I don't know if I've got them all or not, but so far Spaulding hasn't run over them like they did last year.
Good little set play.
That Corgan has to have her stick under hers, and she didn't, and they almost scored.
Healy threw that one back across the ice, and Duquette was right there. High slot shot now goes just wide of target. 5:28 left first period. Duquette throws that one on net. Hit a body in front and goes harmlessly off to the backboards. That pass misses everybody off the stick of Horrigan. So the faceoff's going to come back inside MVU territory with 5:15 left here, first period.
Horrigan had her choice of Fournier or Tipper and said, well, I'm going to split the difference. And it went right between them.
But a good idea. I don't mind.
That's a good stretch pass.
I do not mind that kind of a pass from the defensive end.
No, sir. That's what a transition game is all about.
So far, we've seen that from MVU in this game. French teed that one up just off the heel of her stick. Puck hops into the bench. We'll get another stoppage of play with 5:08 left, first period. Face-off should go back inside, and it will.
Yep.
Tipper's going to set up to take the draw. Second line back out there as Erica Howard now sets up to take the draw against Lily Mayo. Mayo winning that one back. Shot on goal goes wide off to the far side of the ice. Boyd up top, one-time opportunity. That one goes wide of target. Francis chipping that one out to neutral ice, beating French to the puck. Errant D-to-D pass as Boyd has to collect this one with Erica Howard hot on her heels. 4:48 left, first period. Puck in the near corner. French shoveling that one off to the side. Puck loose out in front. Still out in front as Fournier had an opportunity as she had two whacks at that one. Not able to connect with that. And Spaulding right back up ice now with Emily May. May on the far side of the ice. Horrigan holding her off.
Nice job by Horrigan. Very nice job.
Tying her off going into the near corner with 4:23 left, first period. Horrigan comes out of the scrum with the puck, trying to chip that one along, but Lily Mayo keeps that one alive for Spaulding. Puck exits the zone as Iacovoni couldn't hold the zone for Spaulding with 4:10 left, first period. MVU right back up ice. Tipper dancing at the blue line. Got to be careful making a move there with 4 minutes left here, first period. Tipper working hard down low. Puck taken away now by Allie French. Her outlet pass missing Parker, and it's held in by Spears. MVU not able to hold the zone. 3:45 left, first period, as Cadieux tried to get that one down deep. There's been a lot of neutral zone play and a lot of defense played at each blue line.
Hasn't been a lot of shots. Well, there's one there.
3.5 minutes left, first period. Iacovoni coming down from the blue line on the far side. Trying to get that one out towards the middle of the ice. It goes off behind. Fournier's pass cut out neatly. Lunt has the puck there. Takes a shot, that one on the outside of the cage, as that was a rifle from the point. 3:10 left, first period. Duquette takes a shot. Paddled aside by LePan, and the pressure mounting here against MVU. Yep. Iacovoni pinching down from the blue line, throws that one on net. That one just went through the crease and underneath Jaden LePan's stick. MVU, all they can do is relieve the pressure. That one's tipped by Iacovoni, so icing will be waved off with 2:50 left here, first period. Mary Iacovoni looking up ice. That's going to miss everybody, so Gates has to collect on her own blue line. D-to-D pass as Spears has it there. She'll gain the red line. Still has the puck on her stick. She'll get that one down deep. Starting the chase here for MVU. Francis pressuring that one. Gates at the near blue line. Shot on goal. That one's tipped wide. And it's taken here by Gracie Lunt. Trying to make a move up towards to the middle of the ice in front of her own net. Good job by MVU thwarting that opportunity. Gates still has possession of the puck.
I thought that was a hand pass.
So did I.
And so did all these Spaulding people down here.
Puck pinched along as Gracie Lunt throws that one down deep. Howard has the goal for MVU right out in front. Rainville had an opportunity. Slap shot from the point. Good save by Boyd. She'll hold on to that one. No rebound given up. Good pressure there by MVU with 1:53 left here in the first period.
That's the first good pressure they've had since they scored. And we talk about it all the time. There's ebbs in a game. Can you withstand when they have the pressure and then take advantage when you do?
Tip of the hat there to Madison Rainville as she played good defense inside her own defensive end and then was there on the doorstep trying to make the goal for MVU. Boyd throwing that one towards the blue line. It's finished out the rest of the way by Emily May. Gates inside her own defensive end. Good pass up ice. Now as Alward has it at the red line. She'll gain the blue line, try to shovel that one down deep, but it's thrown right back up by Mackenzie Murray with 1.5 left first period. Boyd chipping that one along the near side of the ice towards neutral ice. Thrown the rest of the way down by Spaulding. Horrigan now with 1:15 left first period. Long lead pass towards the blue line. It's cut out by Murray. 70 seconds left here, first period. MVU trying to mount one last attack. Going up ice. Boyd has it at her own blue line. She'll chip that one at the red line all the way back down, and Horgan has it with less than 60 ticks of the clock left here first period.
Well, Horgan took it behind the net. She should have passed right off because Tipper was whooping in the middle.
Horgan at her own blue line, losing the puck there as good pressure from Aubrey Tremblay got that one away for Spaulding. Parker now down deep, has that puck taken away by Gates with 38 seconds left here in the first period. That one's going to go all the way down. Icing will be the call. 33 seconds left in the first period. We'll get another offensive zone draw for Spaulding.
That's one of them, used to call them suicide passes. When you're behind somebody and you pass it up to them, it goes through their skates, and they're looking down for it. Of course, girls hockey, there's no checking, but you don't want to do that in boys hockey.
You still, I mean, for girls hockey, we still see quite a few big hits.
Yep.
They just come with a penalty.
Yeah.
Horgan chipping that one towards the blue line. Here comes Liliana Fournier chipping that one along. Foot race after this one. Lunt did a good job getting her body in between Liliana Fournier and Bach. 20 seconds left. And MVU may have one last opportunity here to get a couple of shots on goal. Duquette will settle in to take the draw against Tipper. She wins that one back. French will be the first one there, pressured by Tipper. Trying to take the puck away from her. It's thrown to the near side of the ice. Healy, cross-ice pass, misses everybody. Under 10 seconds left, first period. Tipper trying to get out of the zone. French not able to get out of her own defensive end. And that will do it for the end of the first period, which saw 2 goals, one by each team. And once again, a very good response from MVU going down by a goal here in the first 5 minutes of the game.
And I think mentally that's big. Against Hartford, they gave up 2 in the first period. Well, here they give up 1, and MVU responds. And I think that's huge for the girls going into the locker room now. They know they can score on this kid. And, when you get one... I don't know what the shots and goal. I had MVU with 5 and Spaulding with 7.
We'll go with it, Win. We'll go with it. I trust you. I wouldn't have you up here with me if I didn't trust you.
But pretty evenly played period. MVU after Spaulding scored had to carried the play. Then there was a long period of time where MVU really didn't really do much. And then toward the end they had a couple of really good chances down here. So
and a couple of things that I'm noticing from Spaulding is their shots are near the net. They haven't had too many that were on net. They're good shots on goal, but they're just not hitting the net.
Yeah, and that changes minute to minute. So if MVU can take something away from this period, I think it's the fact that they played them fairly even, scores even, and now they. Last 30 minutes, how are you going to respond? But
the second period has been MVU's period. That's when a majority of their goals are scored is in that second period. You look at all the score sheets, and I see a lot of 2s in the period. So they come out fast in this second period, and I think they have the upper hand on Spaulding.
Yeah, and we don't know how Spaulding plays when they're down a couple. I know when we played, if you were the favored team and you went in and you were down, you started to press. Because you think, well, we're better than these guys. They shouldn't be ahead of us. But, it's tied right now. I guess we're getting ahead of ourselves, thinking they're going to be ahead. But it'd be interesting to see how MVU and Spaulding come out this period. If Spaulding thought they were going to dominate them like they did last time they played, of course, a lot can happen in a year. I think you're going to be disappointed because I think MVU is going to put up a much better fight this year than they did last year.
A very evenly matched first period. Before we go to break, we'd like to thank our community sponsors that make all of our live broadcasts possible. Northwestern Counseling and Support Services, the Afterglow Foundation, Northwestern Rehab Services, My Healthy Vermont, Notch, Stones Auto Repair, St. Albans and East Fairfield, Stewart's Clarence Brown, Handy Cars, Union Bank, JC Image, and the Collins Furley Sports and Fitness Center. And as always, if your business would like to help join all of our community sponsors and contribute to the production of these live games, contact Paul Snyder at northwestaccess.tv or call 802-782-8676. Northwestern Counseling and Support Services and the Afterglow Foundation are partnering to raise awareness and prevent suicide in our community. If you or someone you care about is struggling, remember, we are here for you, 24/7 and completely confidential. Call NCSS Emergency Services anytime at 802-524-6554, then press 1. Or connect with the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline by calling, texting, or chatting 988. One call, one text, or one chat could save a life. After one period of play, MVU and Spaulding tied at 1. We'll be back with the second period of action right here on Northwest Access TV. Don't go anywhere. We're back live here on Northwest Access TV, getting ready for the second period of action here from Highgate. If you're just joining us, we'll recap the first period. Spaulding Northfield went up 1-0 with about 10 minutes left in the first period, and MVU a few minutes later notched it up, and in a great, stunning fashion, getting some offensive pressure, but working that puck back against the grain and cleaning up the garbage goals in front.
Yeah, and going to the net. The secret in any hockey game is you have to go to the net. And Alward was standing right in the middle of the crease, and the puck came to her. I don't think she had to push it more than 15 inches to knock it in. But they all count. And it'll be interesting to see how each team responds this period. As I say, when you are the favored team and a team who you swamped last year plays you even in the first period, all of a sudden you're grabbing the stick a little tighter. You start trying to do more things by yourself. I realize this isn't the third period, but it'll be interesting to see how Spaulding responds. Well,
MVU getting a lot of help on the back end from Spears and Gates. They have played an amazing defensive game along with Reagan Horrigan. Those defensive three who were missing McCrae tonight, but those three have stood very strong for MVU in this first period.
There's been a couple times there's people left open in front. We've noticed they got to clean that up because you can't leave Spaulding alone in front very, very many times.
Second period just about to begin as we'll set just how we did, tied. Mayo and Tipper. Mayo winning the opening draw here in the second period. Spaulding getting it inside the offensive zone immediately. 10 seconds old here in this second period. Spaulding throwing that one all the way back down. Spears will be the first one there, deep inside her own zone. Pressured down deep by Katie Parker. Puck's on the far side in the corner. Tripped along here by MVU. Cadieux coming away with it. 2-on-1 developing here. Here comes Tipper in over the blue line. She's got Liliana Fournier onto the forehand. Rebound shot. Score! Mallory Tipper puts that one in the back of the net.
I am surprised that counted.
The signal is goal right now, but they're going to talk about it.
Tipper kicked it in.
Her foot was just going forward, Win. Let's be optimistic here.
If it bounced off her pad and went in, that's one thing. No, it counts.
They're going to say it's a good goal as MVU is going to take the lead here. Not even 30 seconds into this second period on a goal by Mallory Tipper, assist by Liliana Fournier. So Tipper's going to get her fourth of the season. Fournier's going to get her third assist. And MVU takes the lead. And as I mentioned, Win, second period is this period for MVU.
Yeah. So far, so good. But the biggest question is, why did Spaulding give up a 2-on-1 30 seconds into the...
Their feet almost looked like they weren't moving. Everybody was trapped here at the offensive blue line.
Yep. And, I mean, you'll never see a better 2-on-1 than that.
So Brian Wilkin getting an explanation on that one. He's saying the same thing, but the officials, I saw them motioning. She just put her leg down.
If she just put her leg up and didn't have a forward motion, it counts. And that must be how it...
From the official was right on top.
Yep.
He was right on top of it.
Yep.
So he had the best look. And back up now is Healy. Healy takes a shot. She'll score! Oh, my gosh! Quinn Healy! Bar down. And just like that, 10 seconds later, Spaulding ties the game at 2.
And now you've got to ask the question, how does Spaulding go in 3-on-1?
You go ahead on a questionable goal. And then, yes, as you're mentioning, Spaulding goes in 3-on-1, and Quinn Healy absolutely rifled that one over the shoulder of Jaden LePan, and just like that, we're tied. Coming back into the offensive zone now is Spaulding. Duquette had it on her stick. Spaulding with a head full of steam after that goal. Alward chipping that one towards the blue line. Here comes Francis out of her own defensive end. Francis getting that one across. Looking for Caroline Fournier. Taken away here by Gracie Lunt. Both teams landing big blows here in the second period. 13:47 left second period. Puck hemmed up at neutral ice. Here comes Francis. She'll take a shot that goes off the leg of French and off behind the net here on the far side. LaPearl has the puck on her stick, throwing it towards the blue line, held in by Reagan Horrigan with 13.5 minutes left second period. Spaulding reversing ice now to the near side of the ice. Healy has it there. She's got the last goal in the game. The second goal for Spaulding Northfield. 13:15 left, second period. Delayed offside. Tipper never tagged up. So we'll get a stoppage of play. Face-off is going to go outside the zone.
I think it was the person jumping off the bench who was offside. Tipper weren't offside, but Tipper carried it in, and whoever jumped off the bench was offside.
Heard a lot of yelling on that, and Tipper was zoned in on the puck. So offside is the call. 13-12 left, second period. Spaulding getting that one down low. Spears wheeling around the outside of her own cage. She's on the near side of the ice, taking pressure there, trying to get it towards the blue line. She's able to exit the zone, but Spaulding throws it right back in, and they have to tag up on the delayed offside. Horrigan chipping that one along. Good defense in the offensive zone by Emily May.
Good body position by Horrigan on that play.
She's played some good defense in this game so far. 12:40 left, second period. MVU foot race after this one. Iacovoni holding off Tipper. She was able to get her stick on the puck and gives it up there to Liliana Fournier. Fournier puts the brakes on, reverses ice. She'll get it back towards the top. Whistle is going to go. I think the net maybe came off.
Net came off, yep.
So we'll get a stoppage play with 12:25 left, second period. Faceoff's going to remain inside the zone for MVU. Fresh legs coming over the boards for both sides.
And they calmed down after that first 35 seconds where they scored 2 goals.
It was a heavyweight fight coming out. They landing blow after blow, and those weren't just little jabs either. They were haymakers landing in the second period. Spaulding right back up ice now with Katie Parker. 3-on-2. She'll get that one down deep as Duquette has it down in the corner. She puts the brakes on, trying to work on Gates. Gates shovels that one along. MVU trying to break out of their own zone now. Turnover there. May just couldn't connect with that one. Pass up ice by Horrigan is cut out neatly by Spaulding. It's thrown right back down into MVU territory with 11:53 left here, second period. Francis trying to shovel that one along. Not able to get it out of the zone as Mackenzie Murray did a good job at the blue line holding it in for Spaulding.
No
icing waved off.
Must have hit the kid's skates.
Boyd has to play the puck deep inside her own end. Puck on the near side of the ice. MVU holding it in momentarily. That one's going to go all the way down. Icing is the call. Smart play there by Gates as she kind of made a beat on the puck and then kind of took a turn and picked her stick up.
Yep.
And she got the icing call. So 11:28 left, second period. We're tied at 2. It's going to be an offensive zone draw here for MVU. Mayo setting up to take the draw against Tipper. Tipper winning that one off to the side. Fournier around the outside. Gets it back up to Gates. She takes a shot tipped down in front by Kadziu. That one went wide. Spears lining that one up. Shot just went wide with 11:13 left, second period. MVU mounting some offensive pressure. Puck can't be held in there by Gates. Thrown right back into the offensive end. Lunt going to be the first one there. Out in front of her own end. Long lead pass. Looking for Healy. Had that connected. MVU was in a little bit of trouble. Tipper. Now in over the blue line. Tipper. All alone looking for somebody. And some help out in front of the net. Allward, fresh off the bench, gets that one down low. Looking for Fournier. 10:35 left, second period. Fournier hauled down on the play. Arms are going to stay down. Anytime you see those arms kind of fly out when you're thinking it's going to be a call, but arms are going to stay down and will stay even strength. Puck at the blue line now. Gracie Lund coming down, cutting towards the center of the ice, takes a shot, glove save, and held on by Jaden Lepan. 10:18 left, second period. We'll get another stoppage of play, and the face-off will be inside MVU territory.
I haven't had any shots for either team since they scored in 2 goals. Maybe they decided to play defense.
There's been a lot of skating around, I can tell you that. Face-off won by Spaulding. French gets that one down deep. 10:14 left, second period. Good job by Spears battling down low. Allward coming back from the offensive position to play a little defense. Rainville around the outside of her own cage. Rainville losing the puck there. Still has the puck on her stick. Got to be careful throwing it towards the center of the ice. 9:55 left, second period. Horrigan, cross ice pass. That one's tipped down by Alward. Just enough at the red line to avoid the icing. Francis, centering pass. Puck still loose. Good job by French clearing out the front of the net. Gates banging that one off the far boards. Puck still at neutral ice. Gates once again throwing it towards neutral ice. Calling Gates' name again here inside the blue line. 9.5 minutes left here in the second period.
That one's not icing either. I guess there's no icings tonight.
That one slowed up just enough to avoid the call, but here comes Spaulding and Emily May. Sorry, that's Ducat taking a shot on goal.
There's the first shot, or second shot.
LePan right into the gut. Holds on to that one. No rebound given up. We'll get another stoppage to play with 9:11 left here in the second period. Quite an eventful first 6 minutes, Coach.
Well, a lot of fireworks in 30 seconds, but then it's been kind of more neutral zone play and get down one end and the other team clears it. And here goes a Fournier overskated it. Otherwise, she'd had a break.
Well, she was trying to play a little bit of soccer there as she just went underneath that one. Tremblay throws that one down into the offensive zone. Gates first one there behind her own net. Goes off the official.
Bounced off the referee's head.
You use everything on the ice.
Yeah.
Pinching down from the defensive end was Mackenzie Murray. And she held it in there for Spaulding. That was a great play by Mackenzie Murray.
Yeah, here's where you got to be careful of someone coming in from up high.
Bodies flying all over the place as Spaulding just kind of stalled along the near side. Fournier getting involved. She'll throw that one the length of the ice.
No, didn't.
Just missed the outside of the cage.
Not a bad play, though.
Nope. So, he had to relieve the pressure. You know,
Yep.
Even skating around like that, you get tired quick.
Especially
as
in
you're
your
chasing the
defensive
puck.
zone. If you're in the offensive zone, you can chase pucks all day. You don't get tired. But in the defensive zone, different story.
Make it make sense, Coach. Make it make sense.
I don't know. It's the pressure's on when you're in the defensive zone, I guess, more. Or...
8:22 left, second period. Shot on goal. Good save by LePan. As LaPearl let that one go from the high face-off dot. Foot race after this one. Boyd will be the first one there. Deep inside her own zone. Puts the brakes on there. Pressured by Alward. 8:03 left, second period. Puck on the far side of the ice. Healy had that one go off her stick.
Good play by
Spears throws that one along to the near side looking for Caroline Fournier. Puck at the blue line. Got to be careful here. Good job. Stepping up was Reagan Horrigan. As she made a beat on that puck, stuck her stick out, and was able to make a good defensive play in the neutral zone. 7:36 left, second period. MVU trying to start the cycle here. Francis has it on her stick. Gets it back up to the point. Horrigan elects to pass it there. Francis looking out in front. Pressured by Iacovoni. Puck taken here by Peyton LaPearl. Has the puck on her stick. Throws a pass out to neutral ice. It was cut out neatly by Gates. High stick will be the call, as that puck was played with a high stick. 7:18 left, second period. Faceoff's going to go all the way back down into Crimson Tide territory.
MVU has got to get some shots on goal here. They've been down in the zone, but Spaulding has really tightened up the house, so to speak, and nobody's open.
I would have liked to have seen a shot from Reagan Horrigan here on that point.
I would have too.
Instead of electing to pass, but I mean, you get people moving that way too. So
Yep.
I'm good with the decision. I would like to see her rip one from the point.
Yeah, her angle's a little better than Francis was down there.
Spaulding out of the defensive end. Chipped along now by Emily May. Looking for Mayo. That was thrown out. Here comes Reagan Horrigan. Along the far side of the ice looking for Cadieux. Cadieux muscling that one along. Not able to get the puck out. 6:50 left, second period. Horrigan chipping that one along. Here comes Fournier. Outlet pass looking for Tipper across the middle. That was a great look.
And Tipper had a step, too.
That's some heads-up play by Fournier. Fournier chipping that one along. Held in by French. Patrolling the blue line now with 6.5 minutes left. Mayo throwing that one to the outside of the cage. Horrigan pressured in deep by Katie Parker. Parker shoveling that one along. Looking to pass that one out in front. Good job by Jaden LePan with an active stick. Gets that one out from the side of the net. And Spaulding is mounting a little bit of pressure here with 6:05 left, second period. Tipper has it there. Outlet pass for Cadieux. Cadieux making a move at neutral ice. It's taken away here by Tremblay. Her pass across the ice looking for Duquette. Misses her. But Maddie Duquette battling down hard inside the near corner with 5:47 left here in the second period. Outlet pass. Here comes Tipper. That one was just a little too hot to handle. Thrown right back down by Gracie Lunt. MVU trying to get out of their own zone. Dangerous pass out front.
You don't want to do too many of them.
It was a good job by Gates clearing the center of the ice. Just an errant pass to the center of the ice. Turnover once again. Here comes Duquette. Good stick check by Gates. Tremblay throws that one towards the outside. That shot just went wide. Fournier chipping that one along. Here comes Tipper. If they hurry, they can do 3-on-2. Tipper cutting back towards the center of the ice. Good defense by Spaulding.
Had her stick tied up.
Tremblay did a great job lifting the stick as Tipper made a nice move cutting back towards the center of the ice. 4:59 left, second period. Faceoff's going to go back inside Crimson Tide territory.
I noticed Tipper's been playing in a higher slot in the defensive zone. I don't know if that's what Katie is trying to spring her. But that whole shift, she was playing up here by the Yellow Jacket sign.
4:53 left, second period. Here comes Spaulding. LaPearl into the offensive zone, cutting towards the center of the ice. Backhanded opportunity. That one went across the crease. No harm there. Gates, quick pass. LaPearl, the center of the ice. Trying to get it back over to Mayo, who now has it on her stick. Centering pass, looking for LaPearl. LePan has to fall on top of that one. 4.5 minutes left, second period. And MVU is only a couple of bounces away from springing a pass through, because there's, as you mentioned, you know, when you're the favored team, you start to press. Yep. And we can definitely tell that Spaulding Northfield is starting to press here in the late stages of the second period.
And what MVU did there is they had 4 people whiff on passes in a row. You know, that's where it gets dangerous.
Murray can't step up as that one's pushed along by Rainville. Tip down, icing's going to be waved off as Finley Boyd has to come back and play this one with 4:18 left. Turnover here. Backhanded opportunity on goal. Puck still loose as Spears got a good shot from the top of the dots. 4:09 left, second period. Boyd getting that one along. Here comes Mayo. Mayo with one back. Horrigan. Centering pass over to LePan. Makes no doubt about that one. Puts the trapper on it. We'll get another stoppage play with 3:56 left here in the second period.
I have the shots 3 for Spaulding and 2. I didn't count that as a shot. It was a backhander from the blue line. But 3-2, which is more defensive. If you threw out that first 30 seconds, this would be a great defensive period.
But once again, MVU kind of beating themselves with that, with the whiffed pass attempts. But nonetheless, a very good period MVU is putting together here with 3:42 left here in the second. Puck on the far side of the ice. Duquette getting that one along the side. Good save by LePan.
That was a shot.
As it was a rocket off the stick of Van Orman. Spaulding inside the offensive zone. Shot on net by May. That hit a leg in front. She'll get that one back down deep. And Van Orman has it below the red line. Cadieux has it there, looking for Tipper. Tipper has the puck.
You see where Tipper was? High slot.
Tipper getting that one down deep, looking for Liliana Fournier, trying to shovel that one towards the center of the ice. Horrigan keeping it alive for MVU. Tipper getting in the way of that clearing attempt. Here comes Van Orman around the outside. Good job by Horrigan, not allowing her to use the boards to her advantage and get around her. Iacovoni now in the center ice. Sorry, Wynn, go ahead.
I was just going to say, that was a great sweep check by Horgan. You don't want to use that a lot, but that time it worked.
Centering pass turned over at the blue line. Iacovoni was patrolling there. Parker takes a shot on goal, hit Iacovoni in front and didn't make it down on net. MVU having just a little bit of trouble getting out of their own zone with some passes that keep getting intercepted. Alward has that one go underneath their sticks. 2.5 minutes left, second period. Here comes Horrigan. Mayo got her stick involved in that one and chipped it back down inside her own defensive end now with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the second period. Gates surveying the territory in front of her.
Great.
Gets that one up to Francis.
That's a great pass.
In over the blue line. She'll get that one down on net. Covered up and held on by Bach, whose name we haven't said a whole lot here in this second period, but we'll get another stoppage of play with 2:06 left in the second period. We are still knotted up at 2.
I'm still watching Tipper, in her in particular. She seems to be playing a little bit higher, looking for that breakout pass.
Ducat wins that one back. 2 minutes left, second period. Spears at neutral ice. Fournier gets that one down deep. Cut off there by Finley Boyd. She'll carry it the rest of the way inside of her own defensive end, reversing ice, looking for French. Allie French along the side of her net, shoveling that one along the far side of the boards with 1 minute and 40 seconds left, second period. Here comes LaPearl. She was hemmed up at the blue line. Delayed offside. Horrigan throwing it back towards the blue line. Scrum along the far side of the ice. Horrigan finally chipping that one free. Smart play there, as you might get a little bounce and spring somebody free with 1 minute and 23 seconds left here, second period.
Certainly.
Horrigan bouncing that one off the boards. Delayed offside as LaPearl had to tag up. Francis with 70 seconds left in the second period. French picking that one up. Here comes Horrigan with a head full of steam, working on Boyd. Horrigan towards the center of the ice, had that one knocked away by Mayo. But a good job by Reagan Horrigan coming into the offensive zone from a defensive position. 50 seconds left, second period. Here comes Healy. Good job by Gates cutting that one out. Now she'll take the puck up ice. In over the blue line. Gates cutting back. She's going to take a hook there. Shot on goal. That one just went wide as Caroline Fournier had an opportunity at that one. MVU's going to go on the power play as soon as Spaulding touches up. 35 seconds left, second period. In the late stage of this second period, is going to see an MVU power play. They are 0 for 1 in this game so far.
Somebody got hooked.
It was Gates going towards the center of the ice.
And I like the way the defense, when they see an opportunity, they go. Horgan and all three of them, Madison, Spears, and Gates, and Horgan, and they're really, that's how you play hockey.
Well, you started the first 30 seconds of the game with a goal. Might as well finish the last 30 seconds of the period with a goal. Scrum for the puck at the face-off dot. Tipper has it there, leaves it for Gates. Cross-ice pass looking for Spears. Spears lines one up. She takes a shot. That one doesn't make it through. Horrigan. Cut out there by Gracie Lund. I'm surprised that wasn't an interference call.
I am too.
15 seconds left, second period. Spears looking to shovel that one to the far side of the ice. Coming back to get this one is Tipper. Van Orman trying to clear the ice. Here comes Spears. Spears, slap shot. That one hit a body in front. Second chance opportunity. And a good save by Bach. As time expires for MVU, but a couple of shots on goal in the last 35 seconds. We are exiting this second period just as we started, tied.
With about a second left, that was MVU's best, well, other than the one they scored. But that was certainly the best chance they had all period. I got them 4 shots to 3. A very defensive period. There weren't a lot of good chances to them. Well, they had 6 to 4, and I had 4 to 3. So they're seeing the same game I am, I guess.
A very good period for MVU and something that they have built on period after period so far in this season.
The first period, Spaulding had some people open in front 2 or 3 times. It didn't hurt them. I didn't see anybody for Spaulding open in front in that period. That 3-on-1 they scored on. Of course, there was somebody open, but. No, I thought MVU played a really strong, and the 3 defensemen MVU was running, they're the stars of the game as far as I'm concerned, because they have just done an outstanding job of taking care of them Spaulding forwards that are flying around the slot here. So
this team gets better every game we see them win.
Oh, certainly, and we mentioned particular players getting better, but overall team gets better, and I almost like the way they're trying to catch Spaulding down here with a lead pass up through the slot to Tipper. It hasn't worked yet. but it's been very close.
But something that I've noticed with that game plan is Spaulding is putting someone right in the middle of the ice. They have picked off about, I don't know, 4 or 5 passes inside that middle portion of the ice from the crease all the way up to the blue line. So that's not open. You got to spread it out.
Yeah. The best thing to do there is hit one hard off the boards, have it bounce, and then come back to the middle. And then you'll see them back off. But they've been holding the line well, and they intercepted there was one sequence there. I think they intercepted 4 passes at the blue line. And you can't have that. But
because a team that's pressing that much will make you pay eventually for a mistake like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Any adjustments for MVU coming into the third period?
I think they got to play the way they have. I mean, they played this team even. Shots they had 6-4. I had 4-3, but they had really good chance to score down there at the end. That could have went in, and they just not quite there yet. But I like the way Katie's got them playing, and they're getting used to playing, without Rory, and that took an adjustment where you handed her the puck and she took off with it. But now it's more of a team effort, and Tipper's really the puck carrier on this team now. She's the one that lugs the mail down the ice, and in every game she gets better. So we'll see how they come out in the third. Running 3 defensemen, if you're not used to it, they might get tired. But Gates, Horgan, and
those 3 are still skating so well.
Skating very well, and they're not afraid to take off. Especially Horgan. You could almost see her eyes get big when that pass come to her down here in front, across the blue line, and she could see the goalie. And she took off. She got down there and she lost it down there. But she's trying it, and every time she tries it, she gets better. And sooner or later, she's going to get in.
Well, before we take a break, we'd like to take one more opportunity to thank our community sponsors that help make all of our live broadcasts possible. Northwestern Counseling and Support Services, the Afterglow Foundation, Northwestern Rehab Services, My Healthy Vermont, Notch, Stone's Auto Repair, St. Albans and East Fairfield, Stewart's Clarence Brown, Handy Cars, Union Bank, JC Image, and the Collins Burley Sports and Fitness Center. And as always, if your business would like to help join all of our community sponsors and contribute to the production of these live broadcasts, please contact Paul Snyder at NorthwestAccess.tv or call 802-782-8676. After 2 periods of play, MVU Spaulding tied at 2. We'll be back with the third period of action right here on Northwest Access TV. Don't go anywhere. We're back live here on Northwest Access TV. I'm Morgan Stanton, joined alongside by Win Coach Parody. 2-2 is our score right now between the Division I Spaulding Northfield Crimson Tide and your MVU Thunderbirds. And what a treat we've been treated to tonight in this game, Win.
This has been an up and down game. There weren't a lot of shots the second period, but it was up and down. I think what MVU has to do now is they have a minute 32 left, or a minute 25 left on the power play. And with clean ice, there's no better time to be on a power play. So I'm sure Katie talked about that between periods. And, hopefully something happens out of it. But
this first minute and 25 seconds is crucial for MVU. And I want to see number 7 get involved in this power play with a slap shot from the point. Spears, right on point, has the puck on her stick. 14:53 left, third period. MVU into the offensive zone. Fournier kicking that one towards the center of the ice. Is thrown back down by the Crimson Tide. Foot race after this one, as La Pearl is going to be the first one there on the near side of the ice. She's around the outside of the cage looking out in front, short-handed. They already have one short-handed goal in this game. 14:35 left, third period. That one's thrown down on LePan. She'll coolly and calmly collect that one. No rebound given up. 14:32 left, third period. And we still have 57 seconds left on the minor penalty to Allie French.
The important thing now is if you can't carry it in, get it deep. Because Spaulding is, that one is just wide.
Centering pass, looking for La Pearl at the high slot. Good defensive effort by Spears. MVU has to get out of their own end here. 14:14 left, third period. Majority of the pressure or possession being sustained by Spaulding on this MVU power play. Under 30 seconds left in the power play for MVU. Puck at the blue line, held in by Gracie Lunt. She'll get that one back down deep. Spears around the outside of her own cage. 13:52 left, third period. Spears gains the red line, tries to get that one down deep, but Boyd collected that one and bangs it down the rest of the way. That should effectively kill off this power play for MVU. 13:35 left, third period. We're back to even strength. Fournier making a nice move inside her defensive end, getting that one up to Tipper, dropping it off. Here comes Allward. Allward in the offensive zone, trying to chip that one around Gracie Lunt. She plays good defense on the near side of the ice. MVU maintaining possession of the puck as they throw that one back down deep off the stick of Erica Allward. 13:13 left, third period. Kadziu holding it in momentarily. That's thrown the length of the ice. Icing will be the call. So we'll get another stoppage to play with. 13:05 left here, third period. Faceoffs coming back down inside Spaulding territory.
Spaulding has to get a boost from the way they killed that penalty. I mean, they had a couple shots, and MVU, I don't think, got across the blue line. But it ebbs and flows.
I'm going to get that on a T-shirt, Wen.
Yeah, ebb and flow.
You say that all the time. I'm going to get that on a T-shirt, and you and I are going to wear it one night. It ebbs and flows.
It ebbs and flows.
13 minutes left. MVU, cross-ice pass. Good job by Horrigan with a quick snap pass looking down across the ice. Everybody was headed towards the near side of the ice. And a good snap decision there by Reagan Horrigan trying to make a pass down low.
Shooting for a stick. That's what you want. You want when your defensemen are back there and the goalie can see you, you're looking for someone coming down the slot or somewhere so their stick on the ice, and you shoot for it.
Well, and that's the difference in a good player and a great player is those decisions, those snap passes. Yeah. Here comes Spaulding. Parker, cross-ice pass, looking for Mayo, shot right into the gut. And held on, no rebound given up. As LePan makes the save, 12:39 left, third period. A good opportunity from Spaulding Northfield.
That's one of the very few odd man rushes they've had. Very few.
Sometimes, in that press that you were talking about with MVU, sometimes you get caught a little bit. But a good save by LePan. May now inside the offensive zone, trying to get that one down deep. Gates cuts that one out nicely. It's at the point. Boyd with a little weak shot from the point, taken away here by Tipper. Tipper losing an edge along the side of the net. La Pearl getting involved there. Sorry, that's not La Pearl, that's Van Orman. Trying to get that one towards the center of the ice with 12:14 left, third period. Van Orman now on the near side of the ice, shoveling that one towards the far side of the ice. Pinching down from the blue line is Emily May. 12:05 left, third period. We're still tied at 2. Gates coming out of the scrum with the puck. Now on the near side of the ice, shoveling that one along, looking for Kadju. She chips that one along. Here comes Tipper. Tipper out to center ice, pressured by May. Good job by Emily May coming back and making a play on the puck. 11:49 left, third period. Van Orman with a cross-ice pass, looking for Duquette in the center of the ice. Not able to make the play. Fournier has that one go off for stick. Van Orman trying to get that one into the offensive zone. Boyd does the rest of the job and gets it just inside the blue line. 11.5 minutes left, third period. Gates throws that one the length of the ice. Icing will be the call, so with exactly 11 minutes and 30 seconds left in this third period, we'll get an offensive zone draw here for Spaulding Northfield.
And Alward made a good play before right then. She came out of the zone, she back-checked, she broke up the play at center ice and dumped it back in. You got to have your forwards coming back.
MVU winning the defensive draw. Puck held up on the far side of the ice. Lunt not able to keep that one in. Here comes Francis. 3-on-1 developing here. Francis towards the center of the ice. Cut out neatly by Ali French. Good defensive effort as she took that puck away. Now 3-on-2 coming back for Spaulding. Healy taking a shot. That one hit a stick down in front and goes harmlessly off into the far corner. That puck reverses ice. Now it's on the near side of the ice. French can't get there in time to hold it in for Spaulding with 11 minutes left, third period. Cross-ice pass. That one goes off of LaPearl's stick, and she's into the offensive zone on the far side of the ice. Pressured by Reagan Horrigan. Horrigan getting the better of that exchange. Puck loose out in front. Rainville now has it on her stick. Looking towards the center of the ice for Tipper. 2-on-1 developing here. Tipper, cross-ice pass. That one goes off the boards. Lunt, the first one there. She throws it towards the blue line. Held in by Gates as that one just goes underneath her stick. I telegraphed that one when 10.5 minutes left here in the third period. Spaulding can't get to the red line, so icing will be the call. We'll get an offensive zone draw for MVU, and it will be to the left of Bach.
And on that 2-on-1, Francis was on this side, and she turned the wrong way. She turned toward the boards. She should have turned toward the middle of the ice. But that stuff happens.
Tipper going to take the draw against Duquette.
Has Duquette lost it?
I don't think so. They haven't lost very many draws at all tonight. Horrigan at the blue line. Can't keep that one in. So Gates has to chase after this puck and collect deep inside her own zone. Pressured in deep now by Tremblay. Puck on the near side of the ice. Murray now has the puck there, shoveling it along to Tremblay. Backhanded pass, cut out neatly by MVU. Kadju coming back to play this one. Tipper chipping that one along towards the boards. Here comes Chipper. Tipper trying to chip it around once again. Still has possession of the puck.
Got two people in front.
Got Fournier cutting towards the center of the ice, but a good defensive effort by Finley. Boyd cuts out that opportunity for MVU. 9:43 left, third period. Cross-ice pass. Parker now at the blue line. Stood up neatly by Spears. MVU trying to get out of their own end now. Fournier whiffed on that one. Thrown back down deep with 9.5 minutes left. Still tied at 2. Tremblay down around the outside of the cage, looking out in front. Got to be careful now as Van Orman was circling around that kitchen area. Alward chipping that one along. It's going to go the length of the ice and just slides past the net. Icing will be the call with 9:12 left, third period. We're still tied at 2.
It's a great play. It's almost Caroline Fournier couldn't quite catch up with it, but Alward made a great play. Throw the puck to, that's called an area pass. Throw a puck to an area and hope your man can get it.
I heard that in a Mighty Ducks movie or something like that. Don't so much look for the man as a patch of ice, that kind of thing. 9:03 left, third period. Puck down low for Spaulding Northfield. Mayo holding that one in. It's along the boards now. May to Mayo. Takes a shot. Good save by LePan. Rebound given up, but MVU clears out the front of the net. Right out in front. Good active stick by LePan as she shovels that one towards the far side of the ice. 8:42 left, third period. Puck along the side. Good defense by MVU. And Erica Alward keeping the stick on the ice, not allowing that pass to go to the front of the net. Alward now on the near side of the ice, trying to shovel that one along. Held in by Ali French as she digs that one back down deep for Spaulding. 8:26 left, third period. Puck on the far side of the ice. Fournier chipping that one along. Iacovoni keeping that alive for Spaulding. It's at the point now with Healy. She'll get that one back down deep. Horrigan, the first one there. 8:13 now left, third period. Horrigan Along the far side of the ice, Caroline Fournier trying to get that one towards the blue line. Iacovoni keeping that one alive. Here comes Francis now for MVU. Francis in over the red line with a cross-ice pass. Here comes Fournier. Fournier couldn't gather it cleanly, trying to dig a pass out to the center of the ice. And now coming back the other way is LaPearl. 7:50 left, third period. MVU with a lot of hard work here. Francis digging down deep. Pushed there by Iacovoni. She's tripped up. Arm's going to go up. MVU's going to go on the power play now with 7:39 left here in the third period.
And it's getting to be close to crunch time. Let's hope that MVU can put up a little bit better power play than they had the last time. But, you know, Francis caused that penalty. Just good hustle.
Yep.
Digging for the puck all the time. And I'd say that about every player on the MVU team tonight.
That was a great shift by the freshman. Kaylee Francis digging deep, earning this power play for MVU. Tipper winning that one off to the side. It's taken here by Lunt. Lunt trying to bang that one towards the far side of the ice, pinching down his Spears. She has possession of the puck. Fournier throwing that one towards the front of the net. Gates has to collect at neutral ice. 15 seconds has expired on this power play for MVU. 7 minutes and 20 seconds left, third period. Boyd overskates that one. Tipper looking out in front. Tipper has the puck on her stick, trying to get it back to the point. She's held off there by Quinn Healy.
There's another hook.
Allard now in the corner. Tipper getting it back up to the point. Cross ice pass. Spears. Slap shot. Right out in front. Good save by Bach. As there was a bunch of traffic in front of that one. 6:50 left. Third period. And I dare say that was MVU's best scoring chance of the game so far.
Oh, easily. Easily.
A minute and 5 seconds left on the power play. Here comes Gates. She takes a shot. Bach smothers the rebound there. She'll fall on top of that one. No rebound given up. 6:37 left. Third period. We remain tied at 2.
As bad as their first power play looked, this one looks excellent. They've had 2 great chances to score.
Tremblay and Fournier going to take the draw here. Pinching that one along is Katie Parker. MVU right back into the offensive zone. 6.5 minutes left, 50 seconds left in the man advantage for MVU. Puck along the far side in the corner. Shot on goal, shorthanded. Good save by LePan.
Wow.
As digging down deep was Aubrey Tremblay.
I think that bounced off an MVU defender's skate or shin pad.
Nonetheless, that is a fantastic penalty kill by that young lady right there. Talk about an individual effort. She brought that puck all the way from the far boards to the front of the net and still managed to get a shot on goal. French holding that one in. Horrigan whiffs on the pass. Cadieux banging it off the boards. 2-on-2 developing here. Here comes Tipper. Tipper losing the puck there. Lunt giving that one up ice. Parker now has it on her stick into the offensive zone. Parker with a shot on goal. Held on. No rebound given up. As LePan makes the save with 5:55 left, third period. 16 seconds left on the power play for MVU. This MVU really needed a couple of offensive zone draws on this power play because they're having a hard time getting out of their own zone. Cadieux shoveling that one backwards as MVU's trying to get out of their own zone now with 3 seconds left on this power play. We're back to even strength. That's going to be a penalty as French is going to go back. Should be interference. Body checking. Either way. Yeah. So it's going to be an offensive zone draw and another power play for MVU. They're 0 for 2 in this game.
Again, would this be a place to call a timeout?
I think they're thinking about it. I'm pretty sure they just did.
Yeah.
That's a good timeout by Coach Katie Heinlein as she'll settle the troops down. 2 minutes in penalty time coming up.
Well, the first minute of that power play, they had good pressure. And then the second half, Spaulding had the good pressure. So you want your A team out there right now. Whoever you think can, get it done for you. And I'm sure she's telling them what she wants to do. And you're still tied here. So you don't want to send the whole Army down on goal here. You still got to protect your end.
Right.
And we saw what Spaulding can do the last half of that last power play. So you don't want to have defensemen pinching without anybody coming back, or, you'll give up odd man rushes, and you don't want a kid come from the sideboard and go through 4 people and get a good shot on goal. I mean, those are things you can't let happen.
So we are going to, we haven't mentioned it yet, Win, but there is a doubleheader here tonight as the MVU boys are playing right after the conclusion of this game. It starts at 8 o'clock.
Yep.
But the conclusion of this game, MVU and Milton, Battle of the Barn here in Highgate. Effectively a home game for each one, and it's already starting. The fans lining up about 3 deep on the boards, getting ready for tonight's game. Offensive zone draw for MVU. It's back to the point. Spears can't hold it in at the blue line. 5.5 minutes left, third period. Turnover here. Here comes May. All alone. Takes a shot. That one's off the bar. Rebound shot. Score! Short-handed goal. Ava Van Orman puts it past the MVU defense for their second shorthanded goal of the night. They take the lead 3-2 with 5:23 left, third period.
And Jaden made the first save, and it came to the side, but what so often happens, nobody picks up the trailer. And, they had two people went for the puck carrier, and that's what happens.
Gates. We'll see how MVU responds as she gets that one down deep with 5:15 left, third period. MVU looking to set up the offense here. Alward punches that one along. Boyd pinches it along the backboards. It's shoveled along. Here comes Liliana Fournier looking up top. Gates has it on her stick. Gets it back down to Liliana Fournier. Cross-ice pass. Got to be careful there. Healy. 2-on-2 developing. Short-handed. Healy. Over to LaPearl, looking back down in front. Here comes MVU, now Mallory Tipper. Tipper, the sophomore, in over the blue line. Tipper around the outside, takes a shot. Lunt got in the way of that one and slowed that puck down. LaPearl can't get there first. Good effort by Tipper. It's at the blue line. Chipped along now by Quinn Healy. Healy in over the blue line. Good defensive effort there by Reagan Horrigan. Cutting out Healy, trying to cut towards the center of the ice. 4.5 minutes left, third period. MVU trails by 1. Still on the power play. Puck along the backboards. Taken by LaPearl. LaPearl wheeling around inside the offensive zone. Can't maintain possession of the puck at the blue line, so Spaulding has to reset the offense at neutral ice. Gates. Now with 35 seconds left on the power play. Cadieux has that one go underneath her stick. MVU resetting at neutral ice. Here comes Gates. Gates gets that one down deep. 24 seconds left on the power play. Murray shoveling that one along to the far side of the ice. Scrum along the sideboards. 3:50 left, third period. Gates, shot on goal. That one went onto the outside of the cage. Liliana Fournier battling down deep. Puck taken away by Murray. She gets it up to the blue line. Gates settles it down there. Takes a shot. That one just went wide. Puck loose out in front. Still loose out in front. Trapped down by Spears. Can't hold it there. Here comes French fresh out of the box. Allie French in over the blue line. On the far side of the ice. Good stick check there by Gates. French still has possession of the puck. Right out in front. Active stick once again by LePan, cutting out that opportunity. Here comes Fournier. Fournier trying to make a move at center ice. It's cut out there by Allie French. French gloves that one down to her stick. 3:05 left, third period. MVU still trails by 1. We'll keep an eye on Jaden LePan to see when she heads to the bench. 3 minutes left, third period. Gates battling down deep with Katie Parker. Tipper now at neutral ice. Kicks that one to her stick. She's in over the blue line on the near side. Takes a stick check there as Van Orman was coming down hard. 2:45 left, third period. Puck on the far side of the ice. Taken away here. May gets the puck up to Katie Parker. Parker, foot race after this one. Van Orman, the first one there, bangs it off the boards, tries to get that one down deep. Boyd now has it at neutral ice, right at the red line. Cross ice pass. And here comes Francis, cutting back towards the center of the ice. Taken away here by Finley Boyd. She gets that one to the near side of the ice. Emily May now has the puck on her stick. Good defensive effort by NVU. Gates at the red line. Gets that one down deep. Still keeping an eye on Jaden LePan with 2 minutes and 10 seconds left in the third period. Van Orman chipping that one wisely off the boards. Gates keeping that one alive at the blue line as she pinched down. Got to be careful here. 3-on-1 developing. Van Orman over to May. May cutting back towards the center of the ice.
Nice
Good
break.
job by MVU cutting out that opportunity. Francis takes a shot on goal. That one just went wide. 1 minute and 48 seconds left here in the third period. Gracie Lunt inside her own defensive end, throwing that one along the boards. It's chipped down the rest of the way by Quinn Healy. Horrigan. Puck at the blue line. 90 seconds left in this third period. LaPearl up to Healy. Has her clearing attempt knocked down. Spaulding able to get it the rest of the way. Rainville now with 1 minute and 17 seconds left. Turning the puck over momentarily. Spaulding trying to jump on that loose puck. Chipped along. Foot race after this one. Lunt, the first one there, wheeling around inside her own defensive end. Snap pass up to Quinn Healy. She'll get that one cross ice down into the near corner with 61 seconds left, third period. MVU clearing the puck out. Gathered here once again by Gracie Lunt. 50 seconds left in this one. Lunt trying to do it all herself, still with possession of the puck. Puck's at the blue line. Healy bangs it down inside the offensive zone. Spears shipping that one along, still has the puck on her stick, attempting to get that one down deep. French making a play on the puck. Spears keeps that one down deep. Horrigan now with less than 30 seconds left in this third period. Francis in over the blue line, got to get it to the center of the ice. It's put back out by Spaulding. Horrigan.
I'm surprised Jaden LePan is still in net.
That puck goes back into MVU territory. 12 seconds left, third period. Tremblay throws it down deep, and with 5 seconds left, that's going to do it here from Highgate as MVU drops a heartbreaker 3-2 to Spaulding, who pulled it out in the last 5 minutes on a second shorthanded goal. And they win 3-2.
We were just talking about that before. You got to realize you're still tied, and you can't allow a breakaway, or I don't know if it was a 2-on-1 or a breakaway, I don't remember, but that can't happen, and it did. But hopefully they learn from it. I'm surprised that Jaden LePan stayed in net.
There was a little bit of offensive pressure down here. As soon as they entered the zone, I would have thought we would have saw her head off the ice, but it's been a problem too, maintaining offensive possession for more than a few seconds.
Yeah.
So I understand the move, but at that point, you've played this team so hard. Why not take your chances?
Yeah. I mean, if you lose 3-2 or 4-2, don't matter. Still a loss. But MVU put up a gallant effort, and Spaulding didn't give up any shorthanded goals. So.
Well, they dropped the first game here in this doubleheader. The girls lose 3-2, but just it was a great effort by that team. They did what they were supposed to do, and as we mentioned, they get better every single game.
Yeah, and again, we mentioned it in the last period, the three defensemen. They were running three defensemen. Khalees McRae couldn't play. But what a yeoman's effort from Gates, Spears. They've been around, but the freshman Horgan really, really played her heart out. And, you didn't win it, but you're serving notice. You're not getting blown out of games. And
even by Division I teams.
And their schedule gets much easier from here on in. So, I don't think you can look at the record. I think MVU is a much better team because they've been playing these Division I teams. And, hopefully it starts to show up, and they'll put a few in the win column going forward. But, a great effort tonight. They had a great effort against Hartford. I thought Hartford could have went either way, but Spaulding had a few more shots. They had 7 that period. MVU had 3, but still, they're right in the games. And these freshmen are getting better. Kaylee Francis played a great game tonight. I watched her a lot, and of course Tipper was lugging the puck all the time, and Liliana was battling every time she had the puck. She was battling somebody. They must know her number because when she had the puck, they were on her. She didn't have a lot of room. But, again, it's tough to take a loss, but you lose 3-2 to a team like that, you got to take something from it.
Absolutely. Now, before we take a break and head into our nightcap, we want to thank our community sponsors that make all of our live broadcasts possible: Northwest Counseling and Support Services, the Afterglow Foundation, Northwestern Rehab Services, My Healthy Vermont, Notch, Stone's Auto Repair, St. Albans and East Fairfield, Stewart's Clarence Brown, Handy Cars, Union Bank, JC Image, and the Collins Pearly Sports and Fitness Center. And as always, if your business would like to help join all the efforts of Northwest Access TV, contact Paul Snyder at northwestaccess.tv or call 802-782-8676. Northwestern Counseling and Support Services and the Afterglow Foundation are partnering to raise awareness and prevent suicide in our community. If you or someone you care about is struggling, remember, we are here to help you. 24/7 and completely confidential. Call NCSS Emergency Services anytime at 802-524-6554, then press 1. Or contact 988, which is the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. You can call, text, or chat at 988. One call, one text, or one chat could save a life. MVU girls drop a heartbreaker to Spaulding Northfield 3-2. We'll be back on Northwest Access TV for our doubleheader game. MVU Milton coming up just a few minutes. Grab a snack. Come back. We're back live here on Northwest Access TV for the second game of our doubleheader. MVU and Milton, Battle of the Barns. Has not gotten much warmer, but always happy to have my mittens on hand to keep me warm. Again, Battle of the Barn here tonight. Both Division II teams, MVU coming in with a record of 3-4, and Milton on the other side 2-5. So both teams kind of struggling here in the first part of this season, but they've both played a pretty tough schedule in some Division I teams.
And MVU, I mean, we talked about this last time. They've lost 3 games in the last 2 minutes of the game. And last time they had 40 against Hartford. They had 45 shots and 2 goals.
Right.
It's just the whole team should be scoring more than they are. Now, are they just in a slump? Are they getting enough traffic in front of the other goal? What is the issue of getting 45 shots and 2 goals? So, and that could change. They could have 15 shots tonight and score 5 goals. I mean, that's the way hockey goes. But right now, if these guys can, because they got the talent. There's no question they got the talent. They got the depth. And but it's unusual for a team that has this much depth for everybody to go in a scoring slump.
I think they have had the talent for the last few years, at least since I've been calling games here. It's just buying into the system, and we've seen too a lot of penalty trouble come out of these boys, yeah. And there's nothing that hurts your team more than penalty trouble,
especially penalties in the offensive zone. And again, we talked about that. A penalty should be taken to stop a scoring chance. When you're 200 feet from your net, you're not stopping a scoring chance. Some of it's discipline, and some of it's just laziness. You take hooking and holding penalties, that's a lazy penalty. So, can they straighten that out? And, true, it's not how you play now, it's how you play in February. But you can't play so bad now that you're playing a top 3 team your first playoff game.
Right.
So, I think they had a good game against Hartford the other night, and I think right now is the time they gotta start building on that and getting a few more pucks in the goal. They certainly put enough at net, and they've been dominating possession territorial wise. It's just a matter of putting that puck in the net, and that's where they really struggled.
And it seems like there is a lot of point production all over the place. I was talking to Coach Colin Bior before the game, and there's production everywhere. There's contributions everywhere. Nobody has quite stood out yet.
Yeah.
And, looking for those, the big plays, of course, out of Ryan LaRuche and Thomas Gover, the Ian Messier. These guys got to step up here in this stage of the season. This is the time where the first third of the season is done. Yep. Now you're getting into the heart of the season, the middle of the season. This is where you need your production to come out.
Yeah, and this is where you got to make some hay when the sun shines. And a team like Milton, if you look, that's a fairly, they only got 11, 12 players. And, but the same thing happened with Woodstock when they came in. They had 2 lines, they had 10 skaters. And if you looked at it, you said MVU's going to win this by 5 goals. They lost 3-2.
Right.
So, but those are the games you have to win. They're going to play teams that are better than them. But the teams that, at least on paper, aren't as strong as them, those are the ones you have to win.
Tonight, what does MVU have to do to win an away game in their home rink?
I think we've already talked about it. They got to find a way to get more than 2 goals and 45 shots. And now I said, what is the answer to that? Are they holding on to the puck a little bit too long? Are they not screening the goalie? Is the goalie seeing the shots? Are they giving up, missing out on rebounds? What is the issue why they haven't scored more? And like they said, they're getting contributions from everybody. So it's very unusual for everybody to go into a scoring slump. But, they're playing hard, and but few opportune, stupid penalties, like we call them back in the day, it just kills you. So I think for MVU is to take quality shots on goal, get some traffic in front, screen the goalie, things like that. Garbage goals, you want to call them.
Well, we'll see if MVU is up to the task tonight as they take on Milton here in Highgate. Before we send it down for the starting lineups, we'd like to take a moment to thank our community partners that help make all of our live broadcasts possible. Northwestern Counseling and Support Services, the Afterglow Foundation, Northwestern Rehab Services, My Healthy Vermont, Notch, Stones Auto Repair, St. Albans and East Fairfield, Stewart's Clarence Brown, Handy Cars, Union Bank, JC Image, and the Collins Pearly Sports and Fitness Center. And as always, if your business would like to help to join all of our community partners and contribute to the production of these live games, contact Paul Snyder at northwestaccess.tv or call 802-782-8676. So we're going to kick it down to ice level for the starting lineups. National anthem, drop of the puck, coming up next right here on Northwest Access TV. Don't go anywhere.
Please welcome our on-ice officials for tonight's game. Referees Mr. Mark Diesel, Mr. Jerry Whitman. Milton High School administrators tonight. This is
Just about set for action here from Highgate. Let's go over the starting lineups. First, for the home team, Milton Yellow Jackets. Starting on defense will be Killian Choquette. His defensive partner will be Maxwell Howard. Starting up front at center ice will be Brody Rock. His wingers starting tonight will be Braden Welch and Brock Bushy. Starting in goal on the lonely end of the ice in the island of blue paint will be Ryan Philbrook. And on the opposite side for MVU, starting on defense will be Lucian Gilbert. His defensive partner tonight will be Caden Chevalier. And starting up front will be the third line for Coach Colin Bior. Will be Carter White at center. His wingers will be Ian Messier and Sullivan King. So far, 6 points coming out of that third line, with each of them netting a goal so far this season. And starting in goal will be the freshman, Beckett Connolly, who has yet to allow a goal this season. He's got 5 saves, but he's yet to allow a goal. He started in goal against Brattleboro and had 5 saves in that game. And so yet to allow a goal here tonight, but I think he's going to get tested by this Milton team.
I think Milton might put a little more pressure on him than Brattleboro did. But that's the thing from year to year. Brattleboro last year had one of the best teams, but they had a large graduating class, and now they're in the rebuilding. Milton is they're just not a deep team, and they don't have a youth hockey program. A couple of them play up here at Maha, and a couple, down in Burlington, but it's hard to maintain a good high school program when you don't have the players.
We're underway here in Highgate. 14:47 left, first period. MVU mounting a little bit of pressure. King out to center ice. That one's taken away now by Howard. Long lead pass, misses everybody, so we'll get our first stoppage of play. Not even 30 seconds old in this one. 14:38 left, first period. Faceoff's going to come all the way back down inside Yellow Jacket territory.
And MVU goes for a quick change. I believe it's the LaRush line stepping out. Yep.
LaRush, Gagne, and Martin, the forwards out there for MVU. Bushy, Welch, and Sweeney, the forwards out there for Milton. LaRush spinning a pass towards the center of the ice. That misses everybody. Coming down from the defensive end now is Renadette. He can't gather the puck down there, but he's replaced up top by Gagne. Shot on goal. Another opportunity as Philbrook made 2 back-to-back saves. 14:20 left, first period. MVU mounting some pressure. Puck now, Martin out in front. That one's at the faceoff dot. Taken away here now by Bushy. Bushy through center ice, in over the blue line. Got Welch headed towards the net. That one's taken away neatly by Maddox Gagne. Puck on the near side of the ice now as Martin comes back to grab this one with 14:03 left, first period. MVU, long lead pass, misses everybody. That one will make it all the way down the ice for an icing with 13:58 left, first period. And a couple of great opportunities for the Thunderbirds in the first minute of this game.
And if you watch defensively, that's how you back check. Maddox Gagne did not follow the guy to the blue line. He followed him right down to the net and intercepted the pass. That's how you back check.
Second line out there for MVU as Gates tries to throw that one down deep. Shot on goal. Just goes wide as Boucher got a piece of that one. 13:48 left, first period. Chevalier backhanding that one towards the near side of the ice, taken away by Newhall. He can't gather it there, and Gates has to come back, the center, behind his own net. Throwing it along the near side of the ice. Gilbert with a pass towards center ice. Foot race after this one. Newhall can't get there first as Paye was the first one there. 13:26 left, first period. Held in nicely at the blue line by Chevalier. He'll get it over to the near side of the ice. Puck now taken by Thomas Gover. He'll throw that one down deep. 13:15 left, first period. Paye takes a bump for his trouble there. Puck finally thrown out of the zone by Brody Rock. Coming from a defensive position now is Brady Stevens. He's there first, throws it into the MVU zone, and follows up after that one. Chevalier making a nice move down below his own red line. 12:56 left, first period. Turnover at the blue line. Coming to get this one now is Carter White. White trying to drop it off there for Messier. His shot was blocked down in front. Welch now for Milton around the outside. Cut out there by Colin Teague. Teague now gets it to the far blue line, held in there by Choquette as he throws it right back down into MVU territory with 12:34 left in the first period. Chipping it along now. Arms are going to stay down. Here comes King. Sullivan King puts the brakes on, looking out in front. Taken now by Messier. He threw a pass across the ice, missed everybody, and MVU has to retreat at their own blue line. Quick line changes coming across for Milton, as they're only running about 2 strong lines. They only have 2 strong lines, so
You'll have 2 lines total.
keeping fresh legs on the ice is imperative for Milton. 12 minutes left, first period. MVU setting up shot behind their own net with Cole Renadette. Renadette from behind his own net, getting that one over to Martin. On the near side of the ice, Martin looking for a pass out in front. That one was taken away by Howard. Puck on the near side of the ice. Milton trying to break out of their own zone. Cameron Martin, 3 points on the season. Strong stick handler as he came into the zone. MVU looking to get some breakout passes now. LaRush in over the line. Offside is the call. I'm not really sure who it was, as both of them were kind of headed in, Martin and Gagne. So it could have been either one of them, but offside is the call. 11:36 left first period. Faceoff's going to be outside Milton territory.
It don't take much of a move laterally to throw people offside.
Right.
Case in point.
That's why you always say don't make a move at the blue line.
Yeah. Yep. Get it across the line, then make the move.
Puck at center ice. Boucher had that one on his stick momentarily, but MVU harassing him at neutral ice. Choquette takes a bump for his trouble, loses the puck there. Puck tied up at neutral ice with 11 minutes and 15 seconds left here in the first period. Howard, cross-ice pass, taken away here by Cameron Martin. He'll dump it back into the Milton zone. Martin at center ice gets that one down on Philbrook. He shovels that one off into the near corner, taken here by Maxwell Howard. 11:01 left, first period. Gagne looking to cut towards the center of the ice. Swung out and back into the corner by Boucher. Boucher shoveling that one towards the center of the ice. Here comes Braden Welch with a head full of steam. He's around the outside of Chevalier. Welch still has the puck on his stick, looking for reinforcements coming off the bench. Bushy now down low, working on Gilbert. Scrum for the puck, finally pops free. MVU coming out of their own end. Howard inside his own defensive end. That one pops up and out of play. 10.5 minutes left, first period. We'll get another stoppage of play. Faceoff should remain inside for MVU.
Yep, way down next to Philbrook.
Second line out there for MVU. Gates, Gover, and Newhall. MVU winning the draw. Gover gets that one down deep. 10:23 left, first period. Shot from the point. That one was tipped down. Philbrook makes the save.
Great shot.
Colin Teague circling around now in the offensive end. At the blue line, Teague on the near side. Drops it off there. Giving it up. Here comes Braden Welch. Race for the puck. Renadette bumping him off the puck. Puck still loose out in front of the net. Paye keeping it alive for Milton. Shot stays on the ice. That one hit a body in front and didn't make it all the way down to Connolly. 9:54 left, first period. MVU throwing that one the length of the ice. That's all they could do there to relieve the pressure. So we'll get another stoppage of play with 9:51 left here, first period. We're still tied at 0.
Turnover in the neutral zone. And but give MVU credit. They had a couple guys coming back, and they didn't give up on them until they were down by their net.
Well, Cole Renadette didn't give up at all, as that shot may have gone off the stick of Connolly and into the far corner. 9:43 left, first period. MVU coming out of the scrum with the puck. Gilbert now around the outside of his own cage on the near side of the ice, trying to get that one up to Messier. Messier chipping that one along. Here comes Sullivan King. Messier now has the puck inside the zone, trying to wheel a backhanded pass towards Sullivan King. Pinching down from the blue line and holding that one in was Lucian Gilbert. 3-on-1 developing here. Here comes Choquette in over the blue line. Sliding that one over. Shot on Connolly by Allard. That one was saved down. Long lead pass goes off Sullivan King's stick. Icing waved off. Battle for this one. Howard chips that one along the far side of the ice. Here's Carter White now trying to angle a pass towards the center of the ice. Puck pops high in the air, and Milton able to throw that one the length of the ice. Icing will be the call. 8:57 left, first period. Faceoff's coming back down inside Yellow Jacket territory.
Giving up an odd man rush. Those are the things you can't do. Milton didn't take advantage. He had a great shot, and
I would have expected one more pass out of that rush. 3-on-1 like that, trying to get back towards the net, as whistling a shot wide was Maddox Gagne. Martin Dropping it back off to the point. Renadette takes a shot. Traffic in front. Puck still loose. Shot just goes wide as LaRush had an opportunity on the short side. 8:42 left, first period. LaRush towards the center of the ice. Poked away there. Here comes Braden Welch. Held in at the blue line momentarily, but here comes Brock Bushy. Bushy losing the puck at the blue line. MVU having a great opportunity. Right back up ice now is Brock Bushy. He's on the far side of the ice, takes a shot. Connolly able to block that one down. Rebound given up, but off to the side of the net. 8:23 left, first period. Puck goes back into Milton territory, gathered here by Brady Stevens. He bangs it off the backboards, looking for some help from Riley Sweeney. Sweeney now trapped off by Cameron Martin. We're going to get a call. I believe it's going to be Gagne going to the box.
Well, that's only 180 feet from his net.
2 minutes for interference, so we'll see Milton for the first time on the power play with 8:09 left, first period.
Milton's had 3 shots, and they were 3 good shots.
Connolly's had to make quite a few saves up high, and kind of awkward saves at that. In the past, this power play has been pretty fast with the puck movement. We'll see if that remains the case now. 8 minutes left, first period. Milton setting it up top now. Choquette sliding that one over to Welch. Back up top to Choquette at the blue line on the far side. Little pitch and catch there with Welch. Getting that one back down deep. Rock now has it down there. Rock looking back up top. Bushy sliding it back down to Rock. MVU keeping them all on the outside, which is exactly what you want to do on a penalty kill. Puck at the blue line, saved by Killian Choquette, and an unreal effort to keep that one alive.
That was a great effort.
MVU trying to get out of the zone. Choquette keeping it alive once again at the blue line. That's who you want on the power play at the blue line, keeping that puck alive for Milton. 1 minute left on the man advantage for Milton. 7:10 left here, first period.
He's definitely the quarterback.
Choquette into the offensive zone, dropping it off there. Bushy, shot through traffic, doesn't make it through. Here comes MVU shorthanded. Bruzy in over the blue line. Luke Bruzy takes a shot on goal. Good job by Choquette getting his stick involved in that one and pushed the shot just wide. 6:48 left, first period. Half a minute left in the man advantage. MVU dumping that one immediately as Milton crossed the line, so they'll relieve just a little bit more pressure. Wheeling around with a head full of steam now is Reese Paye through his own defensive end on the near side of the ice. Bodies flying all over the place, but here comes Dominic Boucher. Boucher snapped a shot on goal. That one hit a body in front and went wide down into the far corner. 6:23 left, first period. Puck out in front now at the blue line. Held in there by Milton. Backhanded down by Brody Rock. 6:15 left, first period. Puck around the outside. Messier's going to be the first one there down in the corner on the far side of the ice. He'll bang that one out to center ice and get that one down deep, effectively killing off the penalty with 6:05 left, first period. Sweeney gets knocked down on the play. Coming back to grab this one is Dominic Boucher around the outside of his own net. Good defense there by Sullivan King. He's tried to backhand a pass, leaves it at the blue line for Teague. He takes a shot. That one whistled just wide.
He don't shoot very many wide.
Puck now at the near blue line. Backhanded all the way down. Connolly has to make the save on that one. Doesn't like what he sees in front of him, so he'll hold on to that one. We'll get another stoppage play with 5:38 left, first period. A very quick first period for both of these teams. Yeah, not a whole lot of stoppages of play.
No, the guys are moving the puck well on both sides. But MVU could have took 2 more penalties down here right after that penalty end. They didn't call either one of them, but depending on the referees, those could be penalties. And look where they are. They're down by the Milton's net. Crazy.
Well, there's such a thing as being over-aggressive.
Exactly, and that it was a good example of when there was 2 of them they could have called.
Chevalier had his feet taken out from underneath him. Arms are going to stay down. It's at the point now. Held in by Stevens. He gets that one down deep. 5:16 left, first period. Puck along the near side. Messier bangs it around the outside. Taken here by Chevalier. He's on the far side of the ice. Cross-ice pass, looking out in front. That one's tipped down. Messier's going to chase in after it into the near corner. Messier wheeling around, bumping into bodies there. Now it's taken away by Maxwell Howard. Into the offensive zone, leaves the puck behind him. Offside will be the call, as he was in with a head full of steam, but just left something behind. So 4:54 left first period. Faceoff's going to come outside MVU territory.
The transition game for both teams is very good, or at least this part of it anyways.
Faceoff won back by Gates. Milton throwing it into the offensive zone with Stevens. That one takes a bounce off the backboards. Now it's on the near side of the ice with Thomas Gover. He's elected to throw that one out to neutral ice. Race for this one. Taken away here by Paye. At the blue line. Here comes MVU. Tripped up. His Sullivan King arm is up. That's Caleb Newhall that came in, drawing the penalty. So MVU now is going to go on the power play. Reese Paye going to sit for 2 with 4:31 left. He's going to go to the box, 2 minutes for tripping. And now we'll see MVU for the first time on the power play.
And it would be a great place to get one. But that call right there, he cut behind him and tripped over his leg. Is that really tripping? Must be.
You make I mean it is, it is. But you make a move like that and you're impeded. The officials are going to call that 10 times out of 10.
Yeah.
Gover setting the offense. Dropping it off here. Chevalier surveys the territory in front of him, takes a shot. No traffic in front. Good save by Philbrook as he controlled the rebound, falls on top of it. 16 seconds has expired in the penalty to Reese Paye.
And Sullivan King was right there, and it dropped down and he poked it, but...
Milton can't clear the zone as Renadette holds it in there for MVU. Renadette looking up top, cuts to the center of the ice. Got to be careful there, maintains possession of the puck. Renadette takes a shot on goal that hit a body in front. King takes a shot. Good save by Philbrook as he got a piece of that one. Puck's at the blue line. Held in by Gates. Gets that one over to Gover. Gover back over to Gates. Looks up. Takes a shot. Rebound. Right out front. Good save by Philbrook. Shot score! Cole Renadette puts it by Philbrook on the rebound, and it's a power play goal for MVU. They lead 1-0.
And Philbrook made 2 great saves. But the third guy in is the guy that put it in. And that's why you go to the net, especially during the power play. You outnumber them guys.
Well, and that's where Milton, everybody was trapped looking at the net.
Yeah.
Nobody could look for the puck because nobody was watching who was coming behind him. It was just a scrum for that puck. And Cole Renadette coming down from the blue line, puts it by Philbrook, and it's a 1-0 lead for MVU. 3:40 left first period. Stevens losing the puck there. Gagne has it on his stick. Now on the near side of the ice. Puck up to the top. Gagne over to Renadette. Paye finally able to get it out of the defensive end. Shoved along here by Brody Allard. He gets it into the offensive zone, into the far corner. 3:15 left first period. MVU leading 1-0. Chase after this puck. Paye, first one there, dropping it off. Here comes Gagne. Gagne takes a shot. Good save by Philbrook. He lays down on top of that one. Puck squirted free, but a good save by Philbrook. 3 minutes left first period.
It's almost like there's blood in the water right now.
Net is off. Can't say enough about the back-to-back saves there from Ryan Philbrook as he just had his work cut out for him. Gagne was bearing down on him, made one nice move, tried to flip it over the pad, and a good save by Philbrook.
Philbrook is a veteran. He's a senior, and he's played well every minute he's played for Milton.
White, right out in front, taken away by Welch. King getting that one back down deep, looking for White. Messier getting involved on the hitting. That shot tipped just wide. 2:38 left first period. Shot off the backboards, looking for a rebound out in front. Now it's taken away by Howard. White has that one go through his legs. 2:23 left first period. MVU back into the offensive zone. Icing will be the call with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left first period. We'll set up for an offensive zone draw here for Milton.
MVU has really cranked up the pressure the last 4 or 5 minutes. And, Milton's hanging on. They gave up one.
I'm impressed with the speed so far. This is the first time that I've seen the MVU boys play this year, and I'm impressed with the speed and control that I've seen. Shot score! As that one was tipped off the draw. I believe it was Welch that let that one go. It was tipped down, goes right in between the wickets of Connolly. And just like that, with 2:17 left first period, we're tied at 1.
And this is so typical. I got MVU for 12 shots, and Milton has 4. And the score is 1-1.
Well, it's that took a very awkward bounce, and it was a shot from the high slot, or from the high face-off dot, right on top of the hash marks, and it was tipped and went straight down.
Yep.
Shot on goal, good save by Connolly. As now you were just saying there was blood in the water. Now there's blood in the water on the other side as the Yellow Jackets are swarming. Back out to center ice. Now here comes Colin Teague. He's in over the blue line on the near side. Teague down into the corner, dropping it off there for Gates. Gabriel Gates dropping it there. Gover had that one go off his stick. Shot from the point is blocked down. Chipped along here. Now here comes Killian Choquette. Head full of steam. He's around Newhall. Choquette still has possession of the puck, cutting towards the center of the ice. He takes a shot back across the grain. That one hit a leg in front. 1 minute and 30 seconds left, first period. Newhall now out of his own end, getting it up to Renadette. In over the blue line on the near side. Renadette, cross-ice pass. Coming off the bench now, grabbing this one is Martin. He's down deep below the net. Looking out in front. It's right in the blue paint. Puck still loose. Official loses sight of it, so the whistle goes. We'll get another stoppage of play now with 75 seconds left here in the first period.
That hit off a MVU skate, and Philbrook stayed down, but the puck wasn't covered. But nobody was looking at it because they didn't know where it was.
We had the best vantage point of that one, Coach.
Yeah. We're the only guys who knew where the puck was.
Just give me a whistle. What do you think? 1:05 left, first period. MVU trying to get one before this stanza ends. Martin dropping it off there. Puck at the blue line. Pinching down now is Chevalier. Coming away is Maddox Gagne. Gagne, short side, shot, score! Maddox Gagne puts it in the top shelf where Grandma keeps the peanut butter. 2-1 MVU, 53 seconds left, first period.
Now that is where very few goalies can. I mean, I was almost bar down. And, as soon as Philbrook went down, Gagne went up, and it takes an excellent shot to go in, and it was an excellent shot.
And you've talked about this before. Last year, you said it a lot. Goalies have a tendency to go down too soon, and there's nothing he could do on that one. Maddox Gagne was on him so fast.
Yep, and it was a quick turnover. It wasn't a long developing play.
LaRush tripped up. Still has the puck on his stick. Takes a shot. Score! Ryan LaRush with 35 seconds now left in the first period. MVU leads 3-1.
Philbrook might want to consider staying up on those shots. That same place. As soon as he went down, LaRush went up.
Well, and this is tough. It's a tough position, right? So you've given up 3 goals in the first period. You don't have a backup. It's on you.
That's right, yeah.
And you got to feel for Philbrook in this moment. There's nobody behind you. Do you feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulder? And I'm telling you, the saves that young man makes, he's got nothing to hang his head about.
Right. No, he's been a good goalie ever since he started playing for him.
MVU trying to come right back. That was less than 20 seconds between goals. 25 seconds now left here, first period. Puck at center ice. Messier has the puck on his stick. Trying to get it into the offensive zone. Welch down in front takes a shot. Good save by Connolly.
That almost hit the post.
Coming right back. 5 seconds left in the first period. Messier taking on 2 Yellow Jacket defenders. Almost was able to get free. And with the horn sounding, that is the end of the first period. MVU scores 3 times, and they lead 3-1.
And they deserve to be ahead 3-1. I've got them for 16 shots.
You had a few more.
How many?
11-7 was the shots on goal, is what they had.
I got what did I say? 15? 15-6 I got. So, anyways. But again, they outshot them. The play was down this end most of the time. And, Philbrook gave up 3, but boy, they were great shots. And I think if he had to do anything different, he would be standing up when them guys come in. Because then you don't give away the top of the net.
Well, that's an adjustment going into the second period. What else does Milton have to do to contain the speed of MVU?
It's going to be hard because they got two lines. And you talked about he's the only goalie. They're the only two lines.
Right.
And they got four defensemen, and they're the only four defensemen. So it's hard to keep a team like MVU, who's got a deep bench running three lines and throwing the fourth line out there once in a while, and six defensemen, and who are all hungry for ice time. And, and it was just a matter of time before Maddox and Ryan LaRuche scored. I mean, they have scored before, but, I watched these guys play midgets this year, and I watched them last year. And these guys got a world of talent. And you can only keep the talent down so long. And for Milton, it's going to be tough because they're outmanned. And it ain't like you're going to out-hit them. Milton's a fairly small team. There ain't a lot of big bruising guys out there, so you ain't going to beat them physically, pound them into the ground. I don't know. They just have to try to slow the game down and try not to get tired out, because if they keep this pace up with only two lines, by the third period, how much are they going to have left in the tank? Who knows? But they've been playing like that all year, and they've won a couple games, so, who knows?
So LaRuche is going to get his fifth of the season. Gagne gets his fourth, and Renedette also putting up his fourth. So, again, that production all the way around. Sullivan King adding an assist on that one. That's his second. It's been top to bottom. Everybody's got a point.
Yeah.
Everybody's contributing.
Yeah, and that's why I say it's unusual to have everybody contributing, but everybody be kind of in a slump. But as I say, they might score 10 goals this game because they have the talent to do that. And if this team ever all comes out of their slump at the same time,
they're going to be dangerous.
They're going to be very dangerous. I mean, for any team to play. So,
before we take a break, we'd like to thank all of our community partners that help make these broadcasts possible. Northwestern Counseling and Support Services, the Afterglow Foundation, Northwestern Rehab Services, My Healthy Vermont, Notch, Stones Auto Repair, St. Albans and East Fairfield, Stewart's Clarence Brown, Handy Cars, Union Bank, JC Image, and the Collins Pearly Sports and Fitness Center. And as always, if your business would like to help join our community sponsors and contribute to the production of these live games, contact Paul Snyder at northwestaccess.tv or call 802-782-8676. And also, just a reminder that you can donate to Northwest Access TV. Just go to the website, northwestaccess.tv. There's a drop-down menu in the upper right-hand corner. There's a donate button. Any little bit helps, keeps us up here,
yep.
keeps our cameramen down there following the action, and any little bit helps to support these athletes who put it on the line night in and night out, and it's such notoriety and such a good service that this TV station provides for the kids of Franklin County.
Yeah, we don't realize how good we have it, truthfully. There's no other place that I know of that treats their high school teams the way that Northwest Access treats these high school teams. So, and it ain't just that. It's basketball. They do baseball games. They do football.
All the sports.
They do all the sports. And so, I mean, we're very fortunate to be part of the hockey broadcast, but it's every athlete. And kudos to them, really.
Now, Northwestern Counseling and Support Services and the Afterglow Foundation are partnering to raise awareness to prevent suicides in our community. If you or someone you care about is struggling, remember, we are here for you, 24/7 and completely confidential. Call NCSS Emergency Services anytime at 802-524-6554, then press 1. Or connect with the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline by calling, texting, or chatting at 988. Just remember, one call, one text, or one chat could save a life. After one period of play, MVU leads Milton 3-1. We'll be back with the second period of action right here on Northwest Access TV. Don't go anywhere.